This is just absolutely astonishing. I'm a bit sort of lost for words actually. I could just look at this for hours. Hi everyone, George here, and I'm at the ADA Idea Studio here in Tychy in Poland. This is home to Adam Paszkiela's beautiful Aquascape gallery featuring some of the most beautiful nature aquariums that you've ever seen. And I'm very honoured to be here today. I think this is my fourth visit, fourth or fifth. I was last here about 2 years ago, and there's been some significant changes. And I also want to tell you about an exciting project that we've got coming up involving a new scape. So let's go and take a look around. I'm just going to give you a kind of a whirlwind tour of the gallery space, take a closer look at some of the scapes, and just have a good old ramble. So I really hope you enjoy this one, guys. If you do, please hit the thumbs up. Consider sharing it with someone that you might think would like it. Okay, let's go and take a look around. So this is like a detached house, and it's dedicated to Adam's business, which is wholesale distribution of ADA products around Eastern Europe, and that's probably why we've got some ADA packages here. I have produced lots of video content from here, so do check out the links in the description. I'll leave links to all the previous videos, but this is just going to be hopefully an interesting tour for you. So you come, this is just like the basement area. We'll take a look at this maybe later on or in another video, but you go down some stairs. In fact, let's go and have a look quickly, shall we? And this is really interesting. So this is where all of the Aquascape visitors have signed their names, and I'm very honoured to say that my name's on here, and I was the first one to write on here. Where is it? Here it is. So yeah, 2016. And here you can see this amazing basement area. We've got like a dedicated, look at these dojos. Oh my God. This is literally the first time I've seen this. Excuse the flickering. That is just absolutely insane. Oh my, I'm really sorry about the flickering, but hopefully you can bear with me. In fact, let's try turning that light off. It might be helpful. There we go. Just a little bit less flickering. But this is Adam's wheelhouse, creating absolutely astonishing hardscape layouts with this Frodo stone that he actually collects himself. In fact, we're going into the mountains, I think tomorrow, to do some hardscape hunting. So stay tuned for future content from this amazing space. I'm a bit sort of lost for words actually. Just how good is this? Is this the best Iwagumi layout you've ever seen? I think it's one of the best I've ever seen. I mean, look at this detail here. It's embedded rock. It just looks so natural, doesn't it? That's just absolutely insane. Incredible, absolutely incredible. So I'm hoping Adam's gonna give me some one-to-one tuition on how to become a master Iwagumi technician. But just some of the materials are just, look at this, some of the best rocks. I keep saying this is the best rock I've ever seen, but this is insane, look at all this ADA stuff. So, yeah, amazing space. So let's go and take a look at some scapes. Yeah, I'll just put some music over this bit maybe, or I'll just ramble. So let's go up these steps, go over to here, turn left, and then if we just turn left here, this is just nice to see, isn't it? But then if we go up here, you can see, zoom in, excuse the sound effects, but this is actually the ADA 60p that we'll be stripping down today, and then we're going to create a new scape in here. In fact, I think the plants arrived already from Tropica. So thanks to Tropica for supporting this project. We're going to use those in here, and I'm hoping that we're going to create, it's going to be a collaboration between me and Adam, and hoping he's going to kind of train me a bit on some sort of advanced aquascaping techniques, especially with the use of Frodo stone. So really grateful for that opportunity, and bring you a high quality 4K video of that process. So that's going to be really exciting. Let's just take a look at this is a complete ADA system, as you can see, superjet filter, CO2 tower, all ADA. The only non-ADA thing I think is the high door inline heater. Bit of a shame really, seeing this black ugly thing and you've got this beautiful glass and stainless steel everywhere else. But it is what it is. So yeah, this is the classic ADA 60p. For those that don't know, it measures 60 centimeters long, 36 high and 30 front to back. So it's relatively kind of like a narrow tank. It's taller than it is wide, front to back. So you have to be quite clever with your aquascaping to create, sense of depth. But you can just see this is a very nature style aquascape. Loads of moss, of course. This looks relatively new, this Hygrophilopinita feeder acting as like a focal point plant. When we look in the background, I think we can see some Cryptocorini flamingo there. I think that's an ADA plant. Some little endlers, guppies in there. Stem plants in the back, it's like Rotala HR maybe. But yeah, well, you can probably see it's a beautiful scape, but looking forward to stripping it down and creating something brand new. Beautiful. Let's go over here. So Adam's working, doing some work. This is Adam's colleague, Richie. Richie, just wave. This is Adam.
Hello.
And yeah, gonna be bringing you loads more content this week. So I'm here, I flew in yesterday. I got here about 2 in the morning. And then we had a few vodkas and had a chat about what the plans were for the week. And then I just thought on day one, this is my first full day here, one of the first jobs is to have a full tour of all the scapes and show you guys around, which is an absolute honour for me to do. So yeah, look at this. This is a 90p. So this measures 90 centimetres by 45 by 45 front to back. Holds about 180 litres, that's about 48 US gallons. And you can already probably see there's quite a distinct style that Adam has, nature style. Heavy hardscape, lots of moss, lots of epiphytes, really naturalistic use of gravels, cosmetic sands. Just invokes this really almost Jurassic feel, I think. Ferns in particular, they're one of the most ancient plants on the planet, and they really, I think when you have a lot of ferns or a lot of epiphytes in this scape, they really invoke this real beautiful, naturalistic and ancient kind of theme. Got all these emergent plants here. I think this is Hemigraphis actually. Some Polynogium, I think. This is flowering as well. Let's get a bit of a close-up for you. So I'm just filming this on my iPhone. It has 3 different lenses, but the microphone seems to change depending on what lens you use. It's really weird. I have got a built-in mic. I'm using a plug-in mic though, a lav mic, so I'm hoping the audio's okay. So 90p, everything's got CO2 injection, of course. Everything's ADA, apart from like the inline heaters as before. The lighting on here is the solar RGB, arguably one of the best aquascaping lights available, depending on your taste and your budget, of course. But as you can see, brings out the colours absolutely beautifully. I just love these scapes. They're just so naturalistic, aren't they? The deliberate use of kind of shadow and light. I mean, it's very obviously dominated by shadow. I think it's quite overgrown, but I just really love it. And we often see these quite stark, minimalist aquascapes, but this is in contrast and very naturalistic. This is interesting. When they do aqua little vases, super low maintenance. This is one of their new magnet light things as well. You can actually move these around on a magnet. But beautiful, virtually maintenance free. Perfect way to add a slice of nature into your living space, no matter what size home you have. So we've got another 90p on the classic wood cabinet instead of the steel cabinet, and then we've got the glass cabinet over there, which we've just looked at. And this is the old school solar 1, I believe, with the NA green metal halide lamp. So this is 150 watts metal halide, which is a very inefficient form of light. It produces a lot of heat. But it's a nice light, and it's one of the old school classics that ADA use on their bigger tanks. And a very different layout here from Adam, if indeed it was Adam that scaped it. Iwagumi, I think this is called rhino stone, kind of in this distinctive sort of fan shape, which looks quite effective. And I really like the use of crypts, very different, but I think they really work well with the stone design. Let me know what you think in the comments. Interesting to see such a heavy use of crypts on an Iwagumi, and indeed some red stem plants in the back. Looks like Ludwigia Rubin maybe. But yeah, beautiful layout. Not many fish stocked in these tanks. You know, the scape does the talking with the hardscape and the plants, and we have a few select display fish and very mature cardinal tetras there in the background. Looking beautiful. Absolute classic choice in a nature aquarium. This is a nice view, isn't it? Look at that, the light screen at the back as well. This is the ADA light screen. It has, it's basically an illuminated LED panel with a blue film which graduates from white to blue. So white's towards the bottom, of course, as you can see, and then blue to the top. And this helps to create this kind of infinite skyline, which adds to the sense of depth, which I think looks really effective. Very expensive, but very effective. There is a cheaper alternative. You can use the light ground. In fact, we're using those on Ty's book project. A little bit cheaper. But yeah, look at those, beautifully mature, colourful cardinal tetras. So keep an eye on these scapes, guys, and let me know what your favourite is at the end. I think I know what everyone's going to choose, but we'll save that to the end. Save the best till last, I think. We've got all of the ADA potions and lotions and potions. It does look effective, doesn't it? But I just prefer to keep it simple personally. You know, I have one liquid fertilizer and that does everything. But you know, ADA is a business model. You can buy the entire substrate system, you know, power sand, the aqua soil, all of the additives, bacterias, and then you can buy all of the liquid fertilizers and additives, etc. All of the tools, and it is a very luxury, high-end brand, well designed, and yeah, obviously very beautiful. This is an ADA. This is the Dua Paladu 60, and it's a bit of a work in progress. Quite a lot of growth. Not as well lit as what I've seen before. I've seen they do come with a kind of dedicated light which you can buy, which is very similar to the solar RGB, also the Aquascape RGB, I think. And the colour rendition is a lot more vivid than this, I would suggest, but still, it does look beautiful. I don't think there's any livestock in here yet. But the lighting on here is actually fluorescent. This is the ADA Grand Solar, which consists of two 36 watts power compact T5 fluorescents, which again aren't as efficient as the LED, but bringing out the colours fairly well. Here's a beautiful hardscape layout. This has been running for years. I remember this from my last few visits. Look at the detailing on it, absolutely stunning. Not sure if that's ever going to be planted. What would you plant this with? Let me know in the comments. And what fish would you put in here? I think it would have to be a tall-bodied fish, something fairly small. This is only a 60 centimetre, it's actually 60 by 60, so 60 tall as well, and then 30 front to back, so relatively narrow aquarium. Okay, going on to another 90p. Check out the growth on this. This is just absolutely insane. Beautiful though. You can almost you can feel the nature when you touch it. You just really get an appreciation for it. I'm really a big fan of touching my plants whenever I can. Maybe I'm a bit weird. That's definitely true. So this is the 90p. Again, everything's ADA, don't need to go on about that again. The solar RGB LED light again. Everything looking amazing and very interesting style of aquascape. I love this weeping moss here. And they've got a lovely selection of fish in here. Actually, look at this. This is just absolutely astonishing. Just love these textures. It's like a perfect example of what we call wabi-sabi, like this delicate balance between chaos and order. And the end result is something that just looks so natural and calming and peaceful. It's one of the most beautiful aspects to the nature aquarium hobby that I love so much. And I think you really get an essence of the spirit of the nature aquarium when you're here in the ADA Idea Studio here in Tychy in Poland. And Adam's dedication, passion, hard work, and his connection with the nature aquarium spirit is alive and well here in this beautiful space. It's coming into winter now, so we do have some firewood. Got this beautiful log burner here, which keeps the place lovely and warm. We often have some seating around here in the evening. Lights go down, we have the scapes on, have some coffee or a beer or vodka, whatever your poison of choice is, and we just have a really good conversation about aquascaping. Adam's really into his hi-fi as well, and he really loves 80s music. So now and again he lets me put my tunes on, but I do have to say some of the 80s music I do have a little bit of a close connection with, being an 80s kid. So without further ado, check out this absolute beauty. So this is 150 centimeters, I think, by 60 by 60. So that's going to be about 150 US gallons, 500 litres or so. And this was actually Adam's IAPLC entry. The IAPLC, which is the International Aquatic Plant Layout Contest, that's organised by Aqua Design Umano, ADA, every year. There's normally between 60 and 70 countries that participate, anything up to 3,000 plus entrants worldwide every year. It's a free contest to join, and the top prize is €1 million, I think, the last time I checked, which I'll put a conversion over the screen now, but last time I think it was around 10,000 US dollars. So it's a hefty prize, but it isn't really about the prize money. Most people aren't really motivated by that. They're motivated by competing in the world's biggest and best aquascaping contests, and it's a real thing for many kind of top class aquascapers, competitive aquascapers, and they really put a lot of time, energy and effort into creating the most beautiful displays they can for this contest. And I'm very pleased to say Adam came 21st with this layout, which is a very high ranking, of course, out of 3,000 or so. Anything above 27 you're regarded as like a winning works, and I think it's kind of accepted if you get top 100, you know, you're very, you know, you kind of made it in the competitive aquascaping world. It's obviously subjective, and some people are motivated by other things other than competition, of course, but I do strongly believe there is a place for contests. They help to further the hobby, they help to maybe develop new trends, stretch people's like artistic styles, and I think there is definitely a place for contests, although my motivation isn't necessarily on that. But yeah, it's each to their own, and I do always enjoy seeing the contests. In fact, Adam was a judge this year, I think. He isn't actually here, but he has some photos that maybe we can show you later, maybe on another video. You can see the actual photos that he uses to judge the contest with, so it's very interesting. I won't go through all of the plants, but you can see so much emergent growth there. I think a lot of it's like the peace lily, or it's a philodendron maybe, or pothos. Got some beautiful Bobitis growing emerged there. Let's do like a fly past for you. It's absolutely, you just get lost. I could just sit in front of this tank for hours. In fact, I think I might do that. I had such a busy week last week. For those that don't know, I'm involved with the Tropica Live workshops, which is a high-end YouTube live stream on the Tropica Growing Plants YouTube channel. And last week was all preparing for that. And we did, Sarah Casper and I did a 4-hour Brazilian aquascape workshop. So if you haven't seen that yet, please check it out. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. But the idea of coming to Adam's place was to see Adam and see his scapes, but also to have a little bit of a relax. Although, of course, I'm taking the opportunity to to create some beautiful, hopefully beautiful content for you guys to enjoy while I'm here. You know, one of my passions is sharing the hobby, and I try to do that as best I can. And it's very easy to do that these days with mobile phone technology. And as you can see, absolutely incredible Aquascape. It's so much detail in here. There's so much going on. Look at these beautiful Ludwigia. Even the roots, you know, even those dangling roots add to the scope, I think, add that extra texture. Just look at all this bulbitis. Again, lots of epiphytes. You know, you can characterise Adam's style with very, very detailed, bold hardscape, lots of epiphytes. Super healthy growth, mature. You know, these tanks, some of the plants in these tanks have been running for many, many years. And that, you know, you can really get this sense of timelessness when you do this with old plants. Excuse the scratches. Let's see if we can get some nice close-ups of the fish. Look at that. Again, we've got the light screen at the back there, which really gives you this beautiful effect. Outstanding. Okay, so just a quick reminder, which is your favourite scape? The ADA 60p that we'll be stripping down today, ready for a new scape. We've got the first ADA 90p here. I'm not sure what we call this style, but we'll just call it 90p number 1. The ADA 90p Iwagumi. The Dua Pallida 60. And then the ADA 90p number 3 scape, Nature Scape. And finally, I think this is definitely my favourite. I don't know about you guys. Let's see if we can expose that bit better for you and keep it stable. Some reflections here. Let me know in the comments, do you want like a deep dive on this scape? Maybe I do like a 4K cinematic with some subtitles to describe what you're seeing, so you could be a little bit educational as well as inspirational, hopefully. I didn't bring my slider or my fancy tripod with me because there was restrictions on baggage, so I will be limited to the kind of shots I can get, but I'm sure we can make something work. It's just, I can just look at this for hours. It's just absolutely insane, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to go now. Yeah, stay tuned for more content coming soon. Take care, keep on scaping. Cheerio.